they put some honest thought and time into the animation of this. So, where's everyone's penises, man? I can tell they put some effort in to try and put like some legit stuff, like the legit martial arts in here. So what is up, guys? John here, aka Bruce Lee. Today we're looking at Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 14, Eren versus Reiner. I think Eren might be the good guy. Listen, guys, I don't really watch anime, so I know, boo, yeah. But someone did recommend this clip to me, a friend of mine who said that this fight was really interesting to him because basically the Titans, which are like big versions of the people, sometimes they'll fight each other. And what's cool is that one of the characters here, he has a human-sized form where he's learned hand-to-hand combat, and now he's fighting like just like a regular, like I think it's like a monster titan or something to that effect. And the monster titan might be strong, but he's just used to being like bigger than everything else in the world, so he fights a bit more like untrained, like a caveman, versus a bit more refined martial arts style of I think Eren. So I'm really curious to see how this is gonna go. I want to give it a score based on two criteria, everyone: a scale of 1 to 10 on how realistic I think just the fight scenes are, and 2, other criteria will be how entertaining the scene was, since that's really the main objective of like any show. So I will try to take that into consideration. Let's take a look right now. When it comes hand-to-hand combat, and he was a tougher opponent. That guy, these guys look scary and naked. Yeah, that anime run like that to speed up before you hit somebody, yeah, that's pointless. Doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Sorry. Bit of a wild punch. He dodges. Okay. Another kind of a double leg takedown. Gets redirected. That's very realistic. That could absolutely happen. Nice slip in the counter. So I like here, guys, is that like it's like the other Titan, which I think is Reiner, is like very like raw. Like he's just like, again, like that's just like I said before, like it looks like he's almost fighting like a caveman, just like rushing at him and like just like swinging whatever, because like he's just used to being like strong and powerful, and he had no real need to be refined. I think, again, I haven't seen the show. Sorry, everyone. I'll check it out. I promise. So anyways, where he kind of like falls over with Eren kind of like. The guy shoots him for a double leg takedown. He moves to the side and pushes his shoulder this way, and the guy just kind of falls on his knees almost. Absolutely realistic. And what he did here was he slipped under the punch and countered with his own right hook. Again, very, very realistic move here. A minor thing is that like if he was like a boxer, so to speak, he probably wants to do this bang with his thumb up and then his left hand up just to guard himself. But that's just a tiny little thing there. That's very cool though. It's kind of ice brass knuckles or what? Why does he have no penis? I don't know why he has no penis. Not that I need one for this, but... Yeah. I guess that's what he looks like inside. I don't know. It's like a Gundam thing. Cool. This is intense. So right here, guys, where the Titan's blocking like this, that really doesn't help anything, because it's not really like what you want to do when you're blocking is get a wider surface area that you're protecting yourself in, and this doesn't really do anything. I've seen this in like a couple of like random shows, like in animes, like when I used to watch them in the past, so people like would block like this. It's kind of pointless, really. Like if you're protecting your face, just cover up the sides of your face like this. Like get more of the face covered than this, because this is not covering as much as as you would think. And the other thing is that like you can actually hurt your wrist having them slam against each other from punches. So a little thing there. This is cool though. So that's absolutely right here. So let's back up to what he says. When you're trying to focus your punch, like a lot of people think that like you're trying to hit them with the whole fist, like especially untrained people, they like imagine like how powerful a fist is. But what you're really trying to do when you make a fist is you're trying to expose just the top two knuckles. So the main point of contact, you want it to be hard and smaller. Okay, imagine like a spear, right? The tip of the spear is probably gonna have the most force to surface area like ratio, let's say, right? So when you're trying to punch someone, you want to get your knuckles to be conditioned to be hard. These top two knuckles are extremely more durable than the other two knuckles or the rest of your fingers. So you make a fist, you want to line up like your forearm down to the knuckles, and you want to hit them ideally with as much knuckle as possible. So that's true. Like by hardening a smaller surface area and making that stronger, you actually do the most damage with the punch. Or in this case, he's like used like ice or magic to like make brass knuckles. That's why brass knuckles are very, very savage. Let's see. Since his armor is spread across his whole body, I can smash it like thin ice. I guess that's true. Like I don't really know how the armor system works in Attack on Titan here, but like theoretically, if you only have a certain amount of like armor and you have to like stretch it out and it's thinner, that's true. Sure. That was really sloppy. Oh! Ankle tap. That's actually, well, until this part, this ankle tap is actually pretty real. You actually grab someone, pull towards you, and lift up and slam them to the ground. This whole thing where he's like picking them up and slamming them, like that's not super realistic. But like the principle of like, you know, the guy turned away, loading up a big shot, and you're on your knees, and then you just grab his foot and slide him underneath. You'll actually see that in the UFC. Like Khabib did that a lot to, I can't remember his name now, but essentially, like, you can take someone down just having a good hold in their ankle. DC also does the same thing. They don't slam like that, but how are there any houses left in this show? How are there any buildings? Okay. What's he gonna do now? Oh. Oh. You know what's funny about that whole move right there is that, like, you know how he lifted him up like this and then just to slam him down? Well, we actually realized, and on the physics perspective, like, what does more damage is actually when you just like leave them on the ground. So in the UFC, ground and pound is basically when you have someone on the ground and then you hit them because you're on top and you're able to like to do strikes and using gravity to assist you. And now what we found is that, like, if like imagine this is like the floor, if my head is like above the floor and I get hit and it bounces like that, you think that does more damage, but it actually doesn't, because some of the force is being like reverberated away in like as I'm bouncing my head, essentially. What actually ends up doing more damage is if you take someone's skull or head, pin them against the floor, and then hit them, because then the full force of your punch or kick or strike, it just goes straight to like the inside, to the internals. It just goes straight to like brain trauma. So ironically, this whole thing where like he lifted him up just to slam him down was like a lot more work for a little bit less damage. So physics fact of the day, everybody. I feel bad for the guy though. He was just about to win, I thought. Ow. Where is everyone's penises, man? Dude, why are the teeth not lined up? That's freaky. That's freaky. Okay. Okay, they want to do a surprise attack. Interesting. I guess Eren's maybe just distracting or trying to like break apart the armor a little bit so the guns can do some stuff. Anyone in the comments, like, let me know what's going on below, because I have no idea. Actually, while I pause it here, this is really cool. Not the butt cheeks necessarily, but what Eren's doing right now is doing full guard. So maybe it is kind of nice that their penises aren't just hanging out here, because what he's doing is he's actually trying to trap his hips against Reiner's hips. And by locking your ankles together and kind of like clamping your hips together, it makes them less mobile and less able to do heavy ground and pound strikes. And also prevents their mobility, so it's kind of like counterintuitive. Like most people, I think, like if you're not trained, you want to try to like squirm away as much as possible. But in this case, what you want to do to prevent damage, especially if they're trying to like punch you, is actually, yeah, exactly this. Like close off their hips so their legs aren't really able to assist them. pull their posture, so like pull their head down, and because like from like if someone's here, I have all this space to punch, I can accelerate. But if I'm like getting pulled down, I can't move my arm as much. So this is actually a pretty realistic move right here. Going to the full guard, basic jiu-jitsu. So the guy breaks his guard. So what Reiner should be trying to do is actually to step his leg over top the other one of Eren's legs and try to get into a half guard position or full mount position would be the classical way. And what Eren's doing right here is actually a Kimura grip. So he's actually he's turned his shoulders to this outside of Reiner's shoulders and is surrounding his two hands with his one hand with a Kimura grip. So Eren's right hand is on the wrist, and his other hand is on his own wrist, and then you have two arms pulling and trying to hyperextend the shoulder the wrong direction. The real jiu-jitsu here, what Eren should do is his right leg should actually wrap around the hips of Reiner again and try to control his body so he has like if you imagine you're pulling the arm like this and you're pulling against the hip, it's just more leverage to pop the shoulder out. This right here, very realistic. You could actually pop someone's shoulder like this. Oh, someone's inside of Reiner too. Yeah, so you see here how Reiner's knee is over top in half guard. This is extremely difficult to finish a Kimura because basically if someone's like leg is on your hip, you're only using your arms to fight their one arm. And so although obviously two arms are usually stronger than one, the angle and the gravity, like the pressure of gravity is affecting how easily you can do this. If Eren's leg was over top instead of Reiner's, he could finish this armbar and just either flip Reiner over and end up on top or just completely decimate his arm. Oh, he's going for the flip. That's cool. Well, he should have done after that was a really good Kimura into a flip. He should have just like flipped him over and tried to like turn with him and stay on top of him though. But that's okay. Maybe just wanted some space for a little bit. Okay. やはり俺一人ではエレンを勝ちに取るまでには至らないか。もはやこの手を使うしか。Oh, is he have a special trump card? Oh, that's okay. So that's it for Eren versus Reiner, Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 14. I really don't know what's happening there, but I feel like it kind of like ended off. Like I'm not sure if there's like a trump card happening, or like, I don't know. I'm not really too in tune with like anime tropes right now, but someone let me know what happens. Or maybe I'll just have to watch the show myself. Anyways, it's pretty cool stuff there. Like obviously a few things are exaggerated, but like all things considered, on like a physical perspective, like other than like, you know, raising someone over your head with just their ankle, like it's pretty cool stuff. And I think but I mean, their friend's description was actually very apt. Of like Reiner was kind of just like punching wild, versus Eren was using actual hand-to-hand combat skills. He did a little bit of boxing, which was neat. With his slip and counter, he did kind of like wrestling, where he's able to just like redirect someone's takedown, and that jiu-jitsu stuff was pretty decent. I feel like he didn't fully capitalize on it, but yeah, it was good. It was really good, and also just really entertaining. So yeah, let me know what you guys think below. Let's give it our ratings, everyone. Let's give it a score of 1 out of 10 on realism. Obviously, like being able to inhabit like a gigantic body with no penis and destroying buildings is not realistic, but in terms of like just the moves themselves, from the perspective of a martial artist and kickboxing teacher like myself, I want to say that's like a 7 out of 10. Like I thought it was pretty good. Like they tried to incorporate some pretty neat stuff here to really show like the refinement of like the human aspect of it, versus like just someone attacking like just like as a monster, like a raw monster. You know, I guess it was a guy piloting Reiner, but like it definitely is more caveman style. On a scale of entertainment, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really, really entertaining. Like I don't really watch anime right now, but it's kind of neat to see, because I was, in my mind, right? And again, like guys, don't crucify me. This is just like my, from what I've seen of anime in the past, of like a lot of like things in terms of like combat or physics are sometimes like made up, exaggerated, or just kind of like it is kind of just like it's just for the sake of the plot. Whereas I could tell they put some effort in to try and put like some legit stuff, like the legit martial arts in here. So I thought it was really cool in terms of like the giants fighting, but like it's just so much easier to appreciate knowing that like they put some honest thought and time into the animation of this. So I really enjoyed it, you guys. let me know what you thought in terms of its realism or its entertainment, or if there's anything I missed. Let me know, and I would love to hear about it in the comments, because I love hanging out with y'all. I hope you had a good time. Mess around with me today, and I'll see you next time. Please don't forget, if you want to support the channel, to like, as it helps me out big time, and to subscribe with the bell notification so that you'll see me again. Alright? Bruce Lee is out!